Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. We are continuing with our NFL mock drafts. As the NFL season comes to a close, we're starting to see where teams will be picking, and that all shake out. We're doing the Washington football team, a team that I love. I love Ron Rivera. I love what this team is doing. A ferocious front seven, really D line. Unfortunately, some injuries kind of derailed this season. Fortunately, they'll have a top 10 pick, it looks like, especially with kind of some big question marks at quarterback down the stretch. I think this team is a very good candidate to land like a free agent or trade for a guy like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, because this team just missing a quarterback. It's a very talented team with a very good defense. You obviously, I think you're losing Brandon Scherff, so we could do some work on the offensive line, and I think we need a number 2 wide receiver. They swung and missed on a few wide receivers, Dyami Brown and Antonio Gandy Golden, haven't really panned out. They went and got Curtis Samuel, hasn't really gotten it done. Kind of injuries have kept him off the field. And they've hit one on Terry McLaurin, who I think is a phenomenal receiver. I love his game, separation, being able to catch contested downfield. But they're kind of missing that wide receiver 2 on the other end. And so we're going to see what we can do with this team as an early mock. We're going to start the draft. Thibodeau 1. Hutch and Thibodeau, I think Hutch will overtake him. I just think Aiden Hutchinson's so good. I mean, I'm a Michigan guy. I don't hate this. I think we're just going to accept this. We're going to trade one more down, or we're going to go get Evan Neal. Evan Neal's falling to us. We're getting Evan Neal. That's crazy. Again, if we trade down a guy like Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, I love those guys, but Evan Neal is just too much of a freak. He's easily my offensive tackle 1. Freak athlete, very big. Pretty good feet, but the sheer size and strength kind of cover up for some sluggish feet because he's so big. But he's such a lock. I think he's going to be great, especially with this team trying to run the ball. I think Antonio Gibson is a budding star. I loved him out of Memphis. Very good runner. I think he's still developing as kind of that bell cow runner. They went out and got Jarrett Patterson, too, in free agency, who I loved out of or not free agency. I think he went undrafted. Jarrett Patterson's a stud, small, but I think he can be a good RB2. But Antonio Gibson, I think, is going to be an absolute star. We're going to see what we can take see if there's any good wide receivers. Perrion Winfrey is there. This is a team that's been very good against the run, and Perrion Winfrey is going to give you guys some massive, massive upside in the pass rush. I think that's what's making him drop is I think he's been not so good against the run. Zion Johnson, if we didn't go get Evan Neal, I would love him here too. We're going to go get Perrion Winfrey, kind of balance it out. We want offensive tackle round 1. Perrion Winfrey is going to give us a phenomenal pass rush. And at the end of the day, what you want in a great defense is to be able to get after the passer. Perrion Winfrey is going to give us that out of Oklahoma. He's a freak. I love him. I just wish he was better against the run. I think that's kind of what's holding him back. So we address both sides of the offense and defensive fronts. 2 really good guys, in my opinion. Evan Neal, I wouldn't count on him being there at 10, but if he is, got to smash him. This is where I want to start looking at a wide receiver. Jalen Tolbert, I don't love. Wendell Robinson, I like, but he's less of like an alpha wide receiver and more of like a in-space gadgety guy. Nick Bonito doesn't really fit this defense, but I think he's also a very good look. The wide receivers aren't that enticing. I have my eye on somebody like George Pickens later. So we'll see if we can get him next round. We're gonna look at the big board here. He's very good. Arnold Abigite from Penn State's been very good. Tyler Davis. Looking maybe at the secondary here, see if we like any cornerbacks. Mikael Wright out of Oregon's been pretty solid. Roger McCreary, this guy's running bait's been very good. I think he's very much worth a look. But this one, Jamin Davis last. Channing Tindall's another guy, man. Channing Tindall and Quay Walker. They got easy jobs as linebackers at Georgia because that front 4 is just phenomenal. You don't have many guards getting it to that next level. Yeah, we're pretty strong at safety, right? Landon Collins. Man, Leon O'Neal's a ball hawk. Leon O'Neal is an absolute ball hawk out of A&M. Very, very physical safety too, strong guy. We're going to go up and get him, I think. Long, has good range. He's going to test really well. Kind of a gym freak. Loves being in the weight room. Loves working on that body. Look him up. He's a freak. I like that pick. Again, I kind of want to start targeting that offense and see if we can get another wide receiver. I'm going to reach for George Pickens. If he falls, I'm going to reach for him. I think George Pickens, yeah, he tore his ACL, but even coming back, he got limited snaps in the SEC championship game, but made a really good play downfield, going up and catching one for like 40-yard gain. Really, really good. I think could be a very good outside guy. I don't hate maybe trading down. George Pickens probably falls, and I'm going to go get him. Quay Walker's still there. I mean, you just took Jamin Davis. I don't think we need him. We're going to accept this trade. We're going to get another pick at 144, and we're going to see if we can go get George Pickens. Again, he's a guy that if he kind of shows in the playoff games that ACL is feeling better, I think he's gonna rise up draft boards. We're gonna go get him though. Very, very big, physical, can separate too. But what I really like about him is he complements a guy like Terry McLaurin. Big physical receiver. And again, if you're the football team, you're going to be wanting to kind of bolster up that offense, give a lot of offensive weapons, because if you're trying to get like an Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson to come over, Deshaun Watson maybe, he's going to be a guy. We just got offered a ton of picks. For the content, we're going to see what we like here. Do we like any guys right here? Jamari Slayer is a guy that I really like. Around here isn't a horrible opportunity to take a quarterback if you like one. Bailey Zappi, I like. He's literally the only one that I'd really jump on. Brock Purdy's, I think, going to be a solid backup, and then it really, really falls off after that. And Kenzie Milton's not worth a draft pick at all. Doesn't even play for Tennessee anymore. Let's accept the trade. This team is so young. It's just let's keep getting younger and just build a really strong nucleus. The more picks you acquire, the more chances you kind of can hit on a diamond in the rough on day 3. I kind of do also want to check out that cornerback class. Marcus Jones is a guy who could be Joey. I really like Joey Porter. He is super long, kind of like Benjamin St. Juice, who is a transfer from Michigan to Minnesota. So I got to see a little bit of him in the Big Ten. I watched a lot of Big Ten football. He's been solid. He's long. Only struggles to kind of like keep up in man coverage, but very good in zone with that length. Joey Porter is not a bad. Let's check the big board though first. We're obviously losing Brandon Scherff. I'm gonna go get Jamari Slayer. Playing tackle for the Bulldogs, but I think is going to be a guard in the NFL, and he is going to be a very good guard. You're not going to miss with this dude. You just got Sam Cosmi, Jamari Slayer. Again, is playing guard at Georgia right now, or playing left tackle at Georgia right now, but goes 6'4", 325. I just did some film on him the other day, and he's got very good feet. I just think that length will be a problem for him at tackle, so you could try him out at tackle, see how he does. I think he could be a good tackle, but I think he's going to be a very, very good guard. So let's go up and get him. And now it's kind of like diamond in a rough, kind of go at it. We got a bunch of picks from the Cardinals, so we'll see what we can kind of put together here. Again, I like Jaret Patterson, so I'm not pushing for like any running back unless I really like one. But there's not many guys. I think James Cook could kind of be another guy to keep your eye on. I think he's such a super smooth running back. Hasn't really gotten the workload that – well, I guess when you're looking at draft prospects, you don't want to see a big workload, but Zamir White, Kenny McIntosh, Kendall Millen, all in that backfield. Haven't really gotten to see a ton of them, but he's very clean out of the backfield catching the ball, so he's definitely a guy to keep your eye on. if he falls. We just went Jamari Slayer. Let's go take a look at those cornerbacks again. Josh DeBerry's been putting a good season together at BC. I want to go get Joey Porter. I think he's a guy with tremendous upside. We're talking about hitting with diamonds in a rough. Joey Porter is super, super. I'm gonna go pull a picture of Joey Porter so you guys can see real quick. Dude is super, super long. We gotta get Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State, not his dad. He's got the length from his dad though. Look at that wingspan right there. Very, very long guy. I think he goes like 6'2", 6'3", but very long. Gonna get his hands on a lot of passes, and so you kind of gotta like a guy like him late in this draft. Go back to the big board here. Kyle Phillips is a guy that is more of a slot guy, I think, super fast. I'm going to go get Zion Nelson. I think Zion Nelson I've been getting a lot. He's a good candidate to go back another year, but I think tremendous upside. They threw him out as a true freshman against Florida and kind of got beat real bad against some really good Florida edge rushers in 2019. 2020 took a step, kind of built on that frame. They trotted him out as a true freshman at like 290. He was playing real small. He was playing left tackle too. That was an unfortunate spot for you to put a guy like him in, but has showed a lot of improvement. This year he hasn't shown that improvement, and I think that's why he's a good candidate to go back to school. Mario Cristobal just coming into Miami, but if he comes out, I think he's a good project. I don't know if he's a day one starter, but definitely a guy to keep your eye on. The offensive side of the ball, I like Logan Thomas. I think you guys got him through 2025. He's going to be good. Unfortunately, couldn't stay healthy. I think he's going to be a good solid tight end for you guys, and I'm not going to reach for a tight end in a class that I just don't really like. Check the defensive side of the ball. See if you can kind of add to that front. Deslin Alexander is a good guy to kind of look at. Never hurts to kind of add some depth to the fronts. A lot of injuries happen. Guys get tired. Having a deep group of guys is big. I don't love any of these guys here. Jack Sanborn's been just a phenomenal linebacker for years at Wisconsin. I just think those physical attributes are just not enough. These guys are kind of the opposite. I think Jack Sanborn's just as solid as they come, very good linebacker. Lacks a physical upside. Ventrell Miller has a ton of physical upside and just lacks like that production and good play that we've seen. This year Greer is a guy. I kind of want to go get Jack Sanborn here. Jeremiah Gimmel's also very, very good linebacker. Any of those edge class guys? Michael Clemens from A&M. Let's go get Jack Sanborn here. Linebacker out of Wisconsin, hard-nosed guy. He will be a very good special teamer, if not anything else. I feel like a guy like Ron Rivera will love having Luke Kuechly down in Carolina. Jack Sanborn's a super smart linebacker. He's played phenomenal ball for Wisconsin for a very long time. And now I want to go get Michael Clemens from A&M, who's got great length, can get after the pass rusher really well. We'll go get him. I think that'll do it for our picks. So Evan Neal 1, that's a gift. I would not count on him falling. If he doesn't fall, a guy like Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, somebody who can win on the outside, I think would be a great pickup for the football team here. It feels so weird calling him that. Perrion Winfrey, phenomenal pass rusher on the inside. Leon O'Neal, very, very rangy safety, can come up and tackle. I think he'll be very, very good running mate with Landon Collins. George Pickens, I don't want to use the word freak. I feel like I've used that word a lot, but super big physical receiver. Again, if we're looking at getting a quarterback to come and want to play in Washington, he's going to be a great add. Jamari Slayer, 175. I think he'll be a great guard. Could be a tackle. Joey Porter, great length. Zion Nelson, a project. Sanborn, super solid, if not anything else. A special teamer, and Michael Clemens, who has a lot of upside with that length. And that'll do it for the mock on the Washington football team. This is a team that's talented, and we're just trying to add to it add a lot of young guys to this really strong nucleus, and see what we can do. Without further ado, appreciate you guys listening, tuning in, and we'll be back with more mocks and bull previews later this week. Peace.